Wow. Nobody told me they couldn't hear me. This whole entire time I was going off. Yo. Wow. Nobody told me they couldn't hear me. This whole entire time I was going off. Yo, I was muted this whole entire time and nobody told me. That's why we do sound checks, people. That's why we do sound checks. I was talking this whole entire time. Nobody told me I was muted. You guys are fucking assholes. You assholes. Oh my God. Anyway, back to the rant. Leave comments. Let's get some comments in here so I could do some last minute start and sit. I'm not muted anymore, so this should be, good now. I can't believe I was going 18 minutes muted, people, and nobody told me. Thank you for the people that came in here and left, because you're probably wondering, like, oh, why can't we hear him? I was saying some true shit too. I was saying nothing but facts. That's crazy. That's why we do sound checks, people. That's on me, though. That's not on you. That's why we do sound checks always. Who's next? Who I got? Oh, make or break game. This is a make or break game with DJ Moore. Only because he's been giving us mid-tier numbers, like 10, 15 points, here and there. I need consistency. Now, we know that DJ Moore is not the RB1. Wide receiver 1. He's getting out-targeted. He's getting, overshadowed with Robbie Anderson. So this is definitely a make-or-break game. I expect Teddy Bridgewater to be slinging the ball around. I expect him, to try to find DJ Moore, try to find an end zone. Because before last week, Teddy Bridgewater had 2 touchdowns. Yeah, he went a whole 3 weeks with only 2 touchdowns. But he had 2 interceptions as well. So it's not like they're not finding a way to get the ball spread around. So they're making their way to the red zone, and then that's why their kicker's like ranked number 2 right now, because he's been kicking the ball like crazy because they've been getting so close and not finding the end zone. So that is the ordeal and the whole problem there. So I think this is make or break for DJ Moore, definitely, for the simple fact he has the matchup. Teddy Bridgewater likes to spread the ball around. There's going to be a lot of yards, and Atlanta sucks right now. Their defense is trash. So I definitely think this is the time. This is the, that we get some type of life, like big points like that. Wide receiver 1 that we drafted him to be. He's just been mad mid-tier. I thought I was getting a steal with him, how far he dropped in my home draft. But maybe my league mates knew something that I didn't know. Maybe they didn't believe in Teddy Bridgewater. I believe in Teddy Bridgewater. I feel like he's a good quarterback. He's number 7 right now in the NFL for yards. So I definitely like that he's up there to be talked about. So I definitely think this will be make or break for DJ Moore. What up, Adam? What is the take? Michael Thomas. See, here's the thing. Michael Thomas coming back from injury against the Chargers. They are home. They're in the dome. Drew Brees is feeling nice and safe. He's feel like Michael Thomas coming back. It's great. It's good news, but we went 4 weeks without Michael Thomas. He's coming back. I feel like this is more so like a rush to come back in that starting lineup. I feel like you're going to be disappointed with Michael Thomas. Everybody's expecting Michael Thomas to have a Michael Thomas game, but coming back from injury, coming back to not a bad defense, but they're a tough defense. I kind of feel like I can go one more week without him on some wait and see what happens. So if he does end up blowing up on your bench, whatever, it happens. It happens. But the safe bet here, if you made it this far, right now I'm 2-2. I am a Michael Thomas owner. I have DJ Chark and DJ Moore giving me a lot of mid-tier shit. DJ Chark showed some life last week, but the whole thing has just been mid, and then he was facing injury. So I'm 2-2 right now with Michael Thomas. So I feel like I can go one more week. Just one more week just to see what happens, to see if he's fully healthy. He's a full send. So I'm not 100% happy that he's coming back this week against the Chargers, because that high ankle sprain is not something you could shake. Like, we've seen Devontae Adams have that high ankle sprain. He ended up bouncing, coming back, going back out, not having great games, having a slow start, and then eventually he started, getting back into his groove. So that high ankle sprain is not something to be, taken lightly. That's something that lingers. So right now, where I'm sitting at, I'm more so having Michael Thomas on my bench just to see what happens. I can go one more week. One more week without Michael Thomas. Hopefully, he does blow up, and that'll give me some type of momentum, some type of trust that I can put him to starting lineups and say full send. What's up with Joe Mixon today? Hey, he's in my starting lineup, so I like Mixon today. Mixon against the Ravens. The Ravens actually got exposed to where, you can put up some yards. You can put up some yards on them. I'm not really too scared about their run defenses as much as I was. Antonio Gibson had a nice little game. So I definitely think Joe Mixon can gain some momentum. What happened with 3 touchdowns, him going off. He's getting more involved in the passing game. Zach Taylor's finally waking up, getting Joe Mixon more involved, and that's what we need. That's what we want. You know what I mean? So I like Joe Mixon against Baltimore. I'm not as scared as I would be before. Adam, I think I answered your question because you just said word. Let's dig into OBJ again because I think I was muted the whole entire time I was going off about him. Now, OBJ, again, was mentioned with Antonio Brown back when he was playing. He's mentioned with Julio Jones, D-Hop, Devontae Adams, etc. All the elites, all the guys that we didn't have to question if we were starting them. It's a start and forget with Julio Jones. Oh, do I need to start D-Hop this week? Start and forget. Do I need to start Antonio Brown when he was playing? No, you never had to question that. It's always a full send on these guys. Odell Beckham right now is facing the number 1 defense right now with the Colts. I'm not happy with that matchup at all after he just blew up against Dallas. But here's the thing. He was supposed to do that against Dallas. He has Dallas's number. He's supposed to do that against a very bad defense. That's the thing we're not taking into consideration. It's not like he did that against the Patriots. Not like, Odell Beckham did that against who's like a really good defense right now, the Ravens or whatever the case may be. It's not like he did that on the Titans. He did that to Dallas Cowboys defense that are playing very beaten. They're trash right now. So that's what they were supposed to do. This week against the number 1 defense, not feeling the matchup. This is my problem with Odell Beckham. Reason why I preach, and I'm literally okay with him blowing up against me, blowing up on my bench. I never said the dude cannot play football. He is great. But my problem with the investment into Odell Beckham come draft day, the investment that you're putting into him, you're not going to get your bang for your buck. Questioning, should I start him this week? Should I start him that week? He's going to be hot, cold every other week. And then he takes you to the playoffs. And then he leaves you right there. He takes you to the dance and leave you right at the door. Doesn't show up in the playoffs. When the last time Odell Beckham showed some life and blew up for you in the playoffs? I'll wait again. That's my problem with Odell Beckham year after year. I don't like it. He's on a bad team. The Browns suck. It's like this is the information that is public to us. We know this. Like, oh my God, Odell Beckham to the Browns. Oh my God, they're on paper. They look like the paper champs. What happened? Shit the bed. You got freaking guys like Jameson Crowder and John Brown finishing before him, wide receiver 25 and wide receiver 26. Like, come on now. That's where we want Odell Beckham, and we're still drafting him with that investment. We're still drafting him that high. Come on, bro. Stop it. Stop the noise. This week, he's facing the number 1 defense. It should be common sense. You should be already tuned in to what Odell Beckham does to these people. So it's like you just need to play him by matchups. I don't want to hear that he's a stud wide receiver in fantasy and all that stuff because he's not. He's a good football player, but he's going to be based upon matchups. He's not going to go off on the number 1 defense. You know what I mean? So that's my problem there. I hate having these questions about these guys. Flex for PPR, DJ Moore, Tyler Boyd, Singletary, or Todd Gurley. Damn, you got that many options. So here's the thing about DJ Moore. It's make or break for DJ Moore. So if he doesn't show life here, what I really fear, though, is not more so him. This is what I fear about DJ Moore. I feel like this is the make or break game for him, but I feel like what I fear is that Robbie Anderson is going to have a fucking huge game against Atlanta right now. And then DJ Moore's just going to back into the shadows where he's going to give us 10 to 12 points. So that's my problem here with DJ Moore. It's really on paper, the matchup is there. The matchup looks great for him. He should eat. Teddy Bridgewater should have a ton of yards this game. He's ranked number 7 in the NFL right now in passing yards. It's like the matchup is there. So honestly, this is make or break. I am full sending, DJ Moore in my lineup and most of my home leagues into the lineup with the matchup. So yes, I'm rolling the dice on DJ Moore. Now with Julio Jones out, this makes me like Todd Gurley even more. Julio Jones is out. Todd Gurley is facing the second worst defense right now of stopping the run. So that makes his matchup even more, attractive. So I definitely like Todd Gurley against the Panthers this week, with Julio Jones out. So it's not more so that I don't think Russell Gage is going to have a game. Like they don't get the boost, or Calvin Ridley, even though he put up a donut. It's not like he doesn't get the boost, and there's still a pass-heavy offense. But I just think Todd Gurley has more opportunity this game to actually go off, to actually show some life, because he's been giving us a lot of mid-tier. He's getting the goal line touches, a touchdown here or there, making him somewhat fantasy relevant. But this week, I definitely like him against the Panthers. So that right there is a toss-up between DJ Moore and Gurley. Singletary, I'm not even too sure if that game happens, so you could just take him out of the equation. We just saw Denver and the Patriots get scheduled for next week. So my issue there is that the game is still Tuesday at 5 o'clock, but then it's like, what if somebody tests positive between two camps on Monday? They're definitely going to move the game. So therefore, I'm not liking Singletary in that situation right there. So to answer your question, hopefully you're asking if you can only play one. Based on the matchup on paper, I like DJ Moore. I like DJ Moore more than the other guys, even with Todd Gurley possibly having a good game. Because, again, we don't know if he's going to blow up or not. Even Brian Hill could get involved in that run game and end up going off. For Ito Smith, this could be the games where they actually make the 60-40 split between Todd Gurley or, Brian Hill or Ito Smith. So there's that. But again, on paper, I like DJ Moore. Antonio Gibson or Miles Sanders? I'm going with Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders is he's ramping up. You know what I mean? Antonio Gibson, I feel like he should have a good game. He should have a good game against my Rams. We were having a little bit of trouble of stopping the run as well. We're not terrible. We're not great. So put it like that. And I feel like with Kyle Allen stepping in, he could use, Antonio Gibson as his Kmart version or Walmart version of Christian McCaffrey. Antonio Gibson, we're seeing him getting more involved. We're seeing him get more touches, getting more targets out of the backfield. So I do think he's going to have a good game. But with the investment you probably put on Miles Sanders, I can't see myself sitting Miles Sanders for Antonio Gibson, being that investment that you probably had in like the first round, second round, or wherever you took Miles Sanders, and he's actually ramping up. So I do like Miles Sanders, that he's ramping up to be good. But again, he's facing probably like the number 2 or number 1, run defense in the Steelers. So that is a tough matchup. But I can't sit Miles Sanders based on the investment that you probably put, because I have him starting in one of my sleeper leagues, but I can't see myself sitting Miles Sanders for Antonio Gibson. Got Joshua Kelly over Jerick McKinnon. What do you think? So now here's the thing about Kelly. He could have a good game, but I do believe Justin Jackson is going to be more involved than we actually expect. And the thing is, with Jerick McKinnon, got Raheem Mostert coming back, so I don't know how much he's going to be involved with Mostert coming back, splitting that. But I do like Jerick McKinnon, overall. He could end up finding the end zone as well, getting the targets out of the backfield, because I think they might ease in Mostert. I don't think it's a full set on Mostert just yet. They're probably just going to ease him in just to have him involved a little bit. But again, that's the pestering and, annoying thing about them trying to ease a player in, because they're taking away the touches. They're taking away the value from, the guy, Jerick McKinnon. So that's my only issue there. But you got Joshua Kelly in right now. I feel like that's the safe bet, because if we're doing 1A, 1B situation with him and Justin Jackson, then okay, I kind of feel more so Joshua Kelly would end up finding the end zone, or he'll end up getting more looks, more touch opportunities. So I think you're okay with Joshua Kelly sitting there. Chase Edmonds or Ingram, PPR. Now, man, Chase, I like him on a different team because they're constantly going to use Drake. They like Drake. But Ingram is dealing with 2 other running backs. Chase is only dealing with 1 running back. That's the thing about Baltimore. We don't know who's going to pop off. We don't know if it's going to be JK getting the goal line touches. We don't know if it's Ingram pop off a 20-yard run touchdown. We don't even know if Gus Edwards is getting annoying like 8 to 9 to 10 touches. So like it's a mess over there in Baltimore. I kind of stay away completely. But you're probably in this situation now. You don't know how 40 between the two, 70-30, because Kingsbury thinks Chase is a starting running back. He said that in the offseason. He treats him as a RB1. He treats him as a starting running back. And the dude can ball. he can make plays in open space. He's very elusive. He can be, the guy, but it's like Drake is there still. We don't know the health status of Drake 100%, but I like Chase over Ingram. He has a better chance of actually going off. Would you start the Cowboys D against the Giants today? Yeah, I would. I mean, their O-line isn't the best, so Cowboys can get a couple sacks, picks, etc. But I do look for Devontae Freeman, as you can see below, to have some type of fantasy relevant game. I do look for him to be leaned on, being that the Cowboys can't stop the run. They're actually just a mess right now. So I do look for, Freeman to actually make some type of fantasy relevance, but not enough for your Cowboys to go into negatives or be very low, because they could eventually get a touchdown, pick six or whatever the case may be. But yeah, I'll start them against the Giants. Daniel Jones is looking like Eli Manning, by the way, with his decision-making, because that pick he threw against us, he should never thrown it. And I'm a diehard Rams fan, if you can't fucking tell. He should never thrown that ball to Williams, because it was just like, who were you throwing to? Ingram was covered like a blanket. Slayton or Tate, whoever he was throwing to, was covered by two. So it was like, why did you make that decision? Throw it away. It's third down. Go for it again. But I'm not a Giants fan. I'm not a Daniel Jones fan, but, I can't question that. So his decision-making is crazy. We got a pick 2, Drake Andrews or Boyd, full PPR. I have to start Kyle Allen over Josh Allen. So look, I'm in that same boat, bro. I am in that same boat with Josh Allen. Right now, I got Kirk Cousins in replacement for him. You know what I mean? Because I don't know if that game's going to happen Tuesday. If COVID hits Monday or even today that they find out somebody tests positive between the two camps, then that game's obviously going to be postponed. So that is a burn for week 5. So I definitely will be leaning more towards Mark Andrews over Boyd and Drake. I mean, Andrews is finding the end zone. He has the end zone targets. He's number one, target there, even though with Hollywood Brown and him competing week after week of being the seesaw with the target shares. But I definitely like Andrews. He's one of the elites tight ends. It's really hard sitting him. I know he had like a little wishy-washy week where he was putting up mid-tier numbers, but I definitely like, Andrews this week. And pick 2. So Andrews will be 1. And I think I would have to go with Boyd, because we don't know the health status of Drake 100%. We don't know if they're going to try to ease him in. So I'm going to Andrews and Boyd. Hey, no problem. Appreciate you too, bro. Thank you for stopping by. Logan Thomas or Cox today and rest of the season. Bench is full to keep both with 20 on the bench. Oh, this is a good one. Logan Thomas, this is the thing. Volume is key. So I feel like volume is key here, that Logan Thomas is seeing consistent, a lot of targets. He's getting a lot of looks, people. So I definitely like, Logan Thomas over Cox for the rest of the season. And Cox, he's looking at, again, with the COVID game, we don't even know if he's going to play. So I definitely think, wait, which Cox are you talking about, actually? Oh, okay. We're good. But yeah, Logan Thomas, definitely. See, talking about Mo. Colts, right? Dustin? All right, so with Cox, he finds himself getting in the end zone. So today, I definitely would think that the Browns will cover him like a blanket. They're not that bad against tight ends. But for rest of the season, I do like the chemistry that's building between him and Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers constantly needs a guy that he could bail out on, and I think he's finding the end zone. The red zone, I think he's directly looking at Cox most of the time. So that's the little difference that you have between Logan Thomas and him. Logan Thomas is getting the targets, but he's not exactly catching the ball. So it's like he went, 4 weeks in a row, only catching 4 balls on like 7, 8, 9 targets. So I think, but the rest of the season, the chemistry between him, Cox and Phillip Rivers, I think that just rose to where, like, damn, he could be, a top 10, in conversation of tight end. Yeah, Kyle Allen feed him. I do agree. He was already seeing the targets with Dwayne Haskins. So I think volume is key here. But like you said, for today, I definitely think today I will go with Logan Thomas. Where are my manners? Thank you. Hey, shout out to you, bro. You're welcome. Cooper Kupp or Robbie Anderson? Oof, man. Listen. Oh my God, you just put me in a tight spot here, man. I don't like going against, my Rams guys. I do like Robbie Anderson. This is the game that I think Robbie Anderson is going to put all that DJ Moore hype to bed, man. Not even hype, just hope. He's going to put all that hope to bed because this is the game DJ Moore's supposed to go off. That's the problem. And I fear that Robbie Anderson is going to be that dick today to actually put that to bed because I'm on the fence. I could have traded DJ Moore a week ago, but I have this hope that this will be the game that makes me want to keep him. But again, my fear, Robbie Anderson could go off today, man. Based on matchup, man, you cannot sit Robbie Anderson. Cooper Kupp, he has his flashes, but I think going against Washington, they're not a terrible defense. We've seen them, do some things in the backfield where, they're actually getting to the quarterback as well. So Goff he's okay against pressure, but it's not like, you know what I mean, that I can lean on Cooper Kupp to have a big game because the only thing that kept him relevant against that Giants game was him catching, that I think it was like a 15 to 20 yard, touchdown run. So I think that's the only thing that kept him alive. But based on matchup, I'm going Robbie Anderson. I'll have to drop Cox. Ah, man, that's a bummer. That's a bummer, Dustin. Hopefully nobody picks him up because, God damn, that's tough. That is tough. That is tough, man. I like it. I got to be honest with you. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no, Dustin. Hell no. Man, that's tough, man. Put it like this. We gotta play it week by week. We gotta bring home the gold. So, damn, it's tough, man. It's really tough. God damn, I really don't have an answer for you. Put me on the spot, man. Damn, I don't know. It's really tough, bro. Honestly, I would drop Cox. You're looking for right now. Logan Thomas has the value. Kyle Allen's going to feed him. He has the targets. Yeah, I would drop Cox because you're going to be waiting on the chemistry to build. It's not even a guaranteed thing. So, yeah, Logan Thomas, man, for the win. Hey, Scott. For sure, I'll throw you a follow. Let me see where you at. Hey, if you're still watching, just comment on the live stream so I can follow you. Man, oh man, oh man. Damn you, man. Damn you for that question right there. That's told me. All right, so going to CEH for you guys who have Clyde, and I feel like today against the Raiders, this will be the end zone party that we've been waiting for CEH. Now, Raiders, they points per game, they give up the most points per game for running backs. They cannot do anything about stopping running backs getting into the end zone as well. So right now, they lead the league right now for most rushing touchdowns with 8. So I think this will be, the CEH party that we've been wanting for. But my only problem is week 1 where we saw CEH where he couldn't get into the goal line. They gave him the ball 6 times and he got stuffed 6 times. That's my only issue. So I feel like in the red zone, he's going to have to bust one off for like 10 yards and find the end zone. So I think this will be the game that we see him actually find the end zone with the Raiders being so bad, with that red zone defense and allowing running backs just to run all over the place. So I definitely like CEH. To jump back to my Rams, Darrell Henderson, a lot of people were giving me questions throughout the week about what to do with him. He had 20 points back to back, and then he shit the bed last week with only 4 points. And I kind of explained in most of my videos on YouTube of why that happened. Malcolm Brown broke his pinky, so therefore they eased him back in the lineup. Henderson throws off for 19 points. The next game, another 20 points because Malcolm Brown just was cold. So that's where the little shift became back. But Cam Akers is coming back into that lineup, and I don't like to see Darrell Henderson just falling out in the background. But you got 3-headed monster there where Sean McVay is still holding auditions for RB1. So you're going to be dealing with that headache to where like, oh, do Malcolm Brown? Do I start Henderson? Do I start Akers? You're just going to have to pull all the way back until we see what happens in that backfield, till we get more understanding, because at this point, we don't know who's going to be hot this week or who's going to be the guy, who's going to be catching the balls out of the backfield. Because I know a lot of people were very upset. Henderson only saw one target out of the backfield. He only saw one target out of the backfield. Malcolm Brown saw 7. It's crazy. Malcolm Brown's a very underrated, pass catching running back as well. So he has hands. So he has the ability to catch the ball and go. But I think Darrell Henderson's more lethal in open space than Brown. That's the only, sway difference there. I would like for them to keep running Malcolm Brown up the gut or outside and then throw the ball, outside for, Henderson to catch. So that's my problem. But, hey, I'm not a head coach. I'm just a fan. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what McVay is doing. But like I said in the offseason, you cannot trust McVay back in the lineup. That just makes it very complicated, man. Very complicated. Oh, we got another question. Cooper Kupp or Juju Smith-Schuster? That's a good one, man. That's a good one. Now, they're coming off of a bye week. They're kind of cold right now, but they've been practicing all week, so they're pro athletes, so they should be good. They're going against the Eagles. I do like the matchup. Again, I don't like Cooper Kupp this week for a simple fact. What only kept him fantasy relevant last week was that touchdown. He did have the targets. He did have the volume, but it's like if he didn't have that touchdown, we would be looking very, sourpuss disappointed in Cooper Kupp. But I feel like Juju Smith-Schuster has the better matchup against the Eagles. Their defense has been looking wishy-washy, good this week, bad the next week. So I definitely like Juju Smith-Schuster this week. He could end up finding an end zone as well, even with, Claypool and then the Deontay Johnson, being the guys that are getting the majority of the targets. But Juju Smith-Schuster is still eating in that red zone to be the number one target in that red zone area. So I definitely think he has more let's say, dependency to get the touchdown, where he has to be touchdown dependent. But I think Juju still has that target share to where he become relevant week to week. So I'm going Juju over Cooper Kupp. What else we got next, people? What we got next, people? I went over Le'Veon Bell, as you can see below as well. Le'Veon Bell, he's a Jet, so Adam Gase is still the head coach. No brainer here. Don't touch. Stay away. Run away. Him coming off of IR, I'm not, intrigued. I'm not wowed. I'm not have no willpower to go ahead and put him in any starting lineup because again, Adam Gase is the head coach. Until he's fired, I'm not touching any Jets player outside of Crowder. If it's not Jamison Crowder, I am not starting or touching any Jet player. I'm good. I'm seriously good, 100%. Thoughts on Crowder? Every week. Every week, he's a must-play, being that he's the only sole player on that team that can actually play football. You know what I mean? Who actually just overrides the Adam Gase cancerous, toxic, environment of a playbook, the fantasy football guru or whatever the fuck. I just don't feel like Adam Gase should be a head coach. I don't understand why is he still the head coach? Until he's fired, that's when I'll start investing and looking, at all these other Jets players. For Crowder, every week is start. If you have him, start him. Put it like that. He's the only one that can be trusted. He's the only one that can play football, at that Adam Gates cancerous, toxic-ass fucking playbook. Sam Darnold. But if you're just hearing, Julio Jones is out. So I think who gets the better half of that? Who gets the better look? Who gets the boost? Hold on. Yeah, so who gets the boost with Julio Jones out? I feel like this is the game that Todd Gurley shows some life, where he's not mid-tier, where he's not giving us RB3, RB4 numbers. This is the game. It's literally make or break. On the play, on the paper, he has the better matchup than most of the other guys this week against the Panthers. The Panthers are second worst team stopping the run. They give up a lot of fantasy points to the running backs. So this could be where it'll be the Todd Gurley coming out party, where it's all right, Todd Gurley can still play football. He can still find the end zone. He might put up 2 touchdowns today, which will be amazing to see. But I definitely think, with Julio Jones out, Hayden Hurst might get some looks since they're still a pass-heavy offense. You know what I mean? Maybe Todd Gurley gets some looks out of the backfield because we've seen him with the Rams catch balls. I don't understand why the Falcons aren't using him, to catch balls out of the backfield. I mean, he's on a 1-year deal. Run him to the ground. Use him at all costs. Use him at all areas of the field. I don't understand why they're not using him to full send it. You know what I mean? It's kind of annoying to see Ito Smith in the red zone. It's kind of annoying to see Brian Hill in the red zone. It should just be Todd Gurley. You know what I mean? If he's getting the ball 21 times and he's only having 60 yards, who cares? Give him another 10. Give him another 15. You know what I mean? Let him run it up because he's on a 1-year deal. Run him to the ground. But based on this matchup, he should have a very good game with Julio Jones out as well. Hayden Hurst might have, some type of boost as well. Now, of course, Calvin Ridley, Russell Gage, whatever, they obviously get a boost. But I think they were going to do their job regardless. I don't think anything changed there. Woo! Now, a sneaky play will be David Johnson as well against Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, we've seen what Mixon did. So hopefully Houston used notes. Hopefully they, zoned into what Joe Mixon did, where he was all over the place, where they were able to run the ball, catching the ball out of the backfield. We know David Johnson can do that as well. David Johnson was one of those running backs once upon a time that was trying to do 1,000 yards receiving, 1,000 yards rushing. This could be the game where he could have 100 yards rushing, where he could have like 56 yards or 60 yards catching or whatever, and have like 6-7 catches. So PPR value is there, this game. Sorry, that was a stinky one too. That's that Red Bull. But I think David Johnson against Jacksonville, if you were on the bubble starting him, you've probably been starting him every single week. But I know we haven't seen David Johnson, since week 1. We haven't seen that version of David Johnson. But again, Deshaun Watson has been struggling with this wide receiver core. Will Fuller dealing with hamstring. He's hot, cold, and out, throwing up donuts, whatever the case may be. Brandon Cooks, hot, cold at targets, but still put up 0 points. Kiki QT, who the fuck is that? Randall Cobb, the veteran voice there, not also doing anything as well. So this could be the game that they find a lot of use out of David Johnson, where he could be the guy that can actually show up and show out today. So he's like a little sneaky play in flex play or RB2 area where you really shouldn't have any worry. You should be happy that he's in your starting lineup, that he has the ability to put up big points. Bring some more questions. I'm actually going to get off here in about 5 minutes, so I'll take a couple more questions and then I'm out. Got to go watch some football. Woo! Justin Jefferson, he should put up 175 again, people. He is up there with the most catches of 20 yards plus. He has the Seahawks. Seahawks are like pretty close to dead last of stopping the pass. Kirk Cousins should just chop them up. You know what I mean? The Vikings have looked like they've been doing a lot of game scripting. Like they're having an actual plan against these teams. Like with Houston, I called it. Well, I'm not going to say I called it, but it was kind of like common knowledge. Hey, Houston cannot stop the run. They are dead last of stopping the run. So that was a Dalvin Cook feast. You know what I mean? But Justin Jefferson still managed to put up 100 yards. So that was good. No touchdown. He was sitting at, 10. I think it was like 10 to 15 points in some league, standard or PPR, whatever the case may be. But, yeah, Justin Jefferson should have a feast today. OBJ or Crowder? Man, oh, man. Listen. I'm going to tell you this. This is not the game to start OBJ. You will be running to depression. He's going against the number 1 defense. They're killing it all across the board right now. Number 1 defense in the NFL right now. This is not the game to have your hopes high, or you're having a stardom high where he just put up 40 points against the Dallas Cowboys. You're running off a hype from last week. to even think to start him this week. You know what I mean? He's going against the number 1 defense. So with Baker, I don't even think Baker is even top tier, definitely not elite. I think he's mid-tier quarterback. So he's not going to be able to force the ball to OBJ because they obviously know OBJ is a threat. So they're going to double coverage the shit out of him. And I think it's going to be a very frustrating game. Like, again, I'm not going to say he's not going to find the end zone. Anybody could score. Excuse me. Anybody could blow an assignment. But overall, it's going to be very frustrating to be having OBJ in your starting lineup over Crowder. You know what I mean? Like, again, Crowder's the only sole Jet that can play football. You know what I mean? So I'm not too comfortable putting OBJ against the number 1 defense right now. Because, again, what he did last week, that's what he was supposed to do. So I'm going Crowder. I hope you. I do like him even with Debo back in the lineups. I do feel like he's a threat. I do feel like that with Jimmy G coming back as well against the Dolphins. The Dolphins can't be slept on either against the pass defense as well. But I think Jimmy G will get the job done. Kittle is definitely a threat in that middle. I think he finds opportunity to get open. His snap opportunity is still up there in the 60s, 70 percentile, so he's on the field. So I definitely think he gets some looks today. Man, I'm running up on an hour. I do want to thank you guys. Make sure you guys subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. The guys who are watching this on Twitter, please follow me. I get you guys every week. I'll answer this one, last one. Over McLaurin against Ramsey. Oh, for sure. Ramsey's a dog. You seen what he did last week. They did not want to throw his way. They threw his way probably like 2 or 3 times, and it ended up bad for Golden Tate. But make sure you guys subscribe, like and subscribe, please. I appreciate you guys coming out, Sunday before the games, giving me questions to keep, my craft good, to give me something to do because I'm bored when I'm not working. So I definitely like talking fantasy football with you guys. I do want to thank you guys again coming out. Please like and subscribe. YouTube, Twitter, over here. Fail. What am I doing? Oh, right here. Right there. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. Please follow me. Please show the support. Please like and subscribe, share, get my name out there. Let's do it, boys. Let's get a dub today. See you guys next week. Peace.